Here's the BCTV local and African news summary for Thursday, October 16th. The Monrovia City Corporation has issued a December 15th deadline for all residents and business owners to paint their buildings or face a $150 fine. House Speaker Richard Cohn has warned lawmakers, some of whom he has accused of castigating the body for what he described as political favor. The military in Madagascar has seized power after President Andry Rajoelina flees the country and is impeached by lawmakers. The Ministry of Finance and Planning in Monrovia says Liberia's delegation led by Finance Minister Auguste Ngafwa met with the IMF mission team and Executive Director Ouattara Wutabanu on day one of the 2025 World Bank IMF annual meetings in Washington, D.C. Discussions focused on Liberia's reform agenda, data transparency, and progress under the Extended Credit and Resilience Sustainability Facilities. The Monrovia City Corporation, the MCC, has issued a December 15th deadline for all residents and business owners to paint their buildings as part of its city beautification drive. The directive under City Ordinance Number 1, Section 6 also requires occupants to keep their surroundings clean and trimmed. A special task force will enforce compliance, with violators facing a fine of $150 United States dollars. Chaos in the chambers of the House of Representatives ensued on Tuesday's sitting of members of the House of Representatives, presided over by Speaker Richard Cohn. Following a verbal altercation with Representative Iyeke Koluba of Montserrado County, Speaker Cohn alleged that he had received complaints about some representatives making statements outside of session for what he called political favor without providing proof. Amidst the chaos, Speaker Cohn, seated alongside Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, warned lawmakers, saying, "If you do not have any prima facie or evidence and you castigate this House, you will face the wrath of 73 men." Representative Koluba, a vocal critic, was later escorted out of the chambers by the sheriffs. He vowed to continue to speak against the Boakai government. Nimba County Representative Ta Wangwe was also ordered escorted out of the instruction by Speaker Cohn. House sessions have been embroiled in chaotic sessions and insults over time due to a leadership crisis. Observers watching the commotion on social media have criticized Speaker Cohn's attempt to restrict political speech of elected lawmakers outside of regular sessions. In a separate development, Liberia's House of Representatives is reviewing a proposed bill that would bar active government officials from serving on the boards of management of public institutions. The draft legislation, introduced by Maryland County District Representative Anthony Williams, seeks to promote transparency, prevent conflicts of interest, and eliminate double payments to officials. In more local news, regular classes at the William V. S. Tubman High School in the Cinco suburb of Monrovia were disrupted on Tuesday after some students walked out to demand the assignment of a new principal to replace the former principal who was reassigned. Unconfirmed reports also say the students were demanding the release of results of the mathematics component of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination, commonly known as WACSI, one of several subjects whose passage is required for graduation and enrollment in higher education. Police officers later met with some administrative staff before exiting the school's campus. No details were released about that meeting. The protesting students poured out of classes to the main street where they set up roadblocks in a brief standoff with riot police officers before dispersing. No arrests or injuries were reported. You're listening to the BCTV News Summary. In Madagascar, the military has seized power following Parliament's impeachment of President Andry Rajoelina, who has reportedly fled the country. Colonel Michael Randrianirina of an elite army unit announced that a military council will now lead the nation and appoint a prime minister to form a civilian government. The move ends Rajoelina's 7-year rule amidst weeks of Gen Z-led protests over corruption, poverty, and power outages. Madagascar, long plagued by political unrest, now faces its worst crisis since 2009, when Rajoelina himself first rose to power through a coup. And finally, Kenya is mourning the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, the nation's most influential opposition leader for over 3 decades. Odinga, aged 80, died of a heart attack while on a health visit to India's Kerala state, according to hospital and police reports. Born in 1945 in Kisumu County, Odinga championed Kenya's fight for multi-party democracy and often bridged the nation during political crises. A trained mechanical engineer and former lecturer, he leaves behind a towering legacy as the face of Kenya's democratic struggle. The weather forecast for Thursday, October 16th in Yekepa, Nimba County, northeastern Liberia. Expect a few showers early, followed by numerous thunderstorms in the afternoon. Daytime high will be near 86 degrees. Sunrise is at 6:21 a.m. and sunset comes at 6:18 p.m. Scattered thunderstorms will linger into the evening hours in Yekepa. The currency exchange rate is 182 Liberian dollars to $1 United States dollar. To summarize, the Monrovia City Corporation has issued a December 15th deadline for all residents and business owners to paint their buildings or face a $150 fine. House Speaker Richard Cohn has warned lawmakers, some of whom he has accused of castigating the body for what he described as political favor. And the military in Madagascar has seized power after President Andry Rajoelina flees the country and is impeached by lawmakers. That's the BCTV News Summary up to the minute.